I'm feeling funny, feeling high. They looking at me, I don't mind. Now it is easy to walk on by. I don't want what you got, so you better move along. I ain't gonna break for that. I'm a Wonder Woman. I ain't gonna take all that. I'm a Wonder Woman. Well, did you know that? You don't wanna see what happens when I get the road. You don't wanna go there. See me spin around, see me swing my golden road. Oh, I got power. See signs. They shouting party. Right behind. They can't catch me. 'Cause I'm too strong. They don't want what I got. Never leave me alone. I ain't gonna break for that. I'm a Wonder Woman. I ain't gonna take all that. I'm a Wonder Woman. You don't wanna go there. Trying to confuse me, say I need you when I know I don't. I'll get you know. Go on and try me, you can't catch me, you just roll and roll. Ooh, you play a game. This ain't a character. They shouting party. Right behind. They can't catch me. 'Cause I'm too strong. They don't want what I got. Never leave me alone. I ain't gonna break for that. I'm a Wonder Woman. I ain't gonna take all that. I'm a Wonder Woman. Hey, there's no Wonder Woman. I'm a Wonder Woman.
Peace, love, divine light. You are now tuned in to Divine Feminine Discussion. I am Nexus. And usually Divine Feminine Discussion is a collaborative between me and my sister Plump Queen. All right. So if you don't already, be sure to follow Plump Queen over at Inspiration TTV. That's Inspiration TTV. All right. And you can catch her this evening at 9 p.m. with some inspiration, all right? Yesterday, we attempted to have a discussion, and so technology, universe, divine order didn't necessarily allow me at that particular time to actually engage in the conversation with Plump Queen, all right? So a part of the reason was my son, Khalil. So I was on mommy duties. My son, Khalil, actually had a baseball game yesterday, and they actually won 5-3. So shout out to the Gillespie Park Marlins, all right? Yes. So the discussion is around image, body image, and colorism for us as women, sisters of color, and just in general, all right? this is even though the focus is on the feminine and experiences that we've had as feminine beings and situations that we continue to see being played out either on TV or in actual personal encounters on a regular basis. All right. And so we just wanted to make sure that we touched on a few things that had been brought to the surface and things that we've dealt with or are still dealing with to a degree as we journey to and maintaining our divine selves. All right. So thank you all for tuning in, for joining me, all right, either on Facebook or YouTube. That's right. I try to make sure now that whatever I'm doing live on Facebook, that I'm doing it simultaneously on YouTube for those individuals that aren't necessarily into social medias like Facebook, all right? So thank you for sharing. Thank you for tuning in. Please hit the share button, hit the like button, tell a friend, tell a neighbor, all right? Divine Feminine discussions every Thursday, usually at 9 p.m. with myself and Plump Queen. And then you can be sure to check me out with Voices Radio on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. All right? And get radio active with me because you never know where I'll be or who I'll be with. All right. So thank you again for giving me your time and energy. I'm not gonna hold y'all too long. I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. All right. So we know that reality TV is a major influencer in our lives or in the lives of those around us right now in this day and age. All right. And so we know that reality TV isn't necessarily reality, it's altered reality. All right. Nevertheless, there are some real topics and some real issues that arise and that deserve the attention that come out of those and aren't given enough attention in the actual real world. All right. Because a lot of these people that we see on reality TV come from the real world and real life experiences and are now just in a different light, if you will. All right. So the first discussion or the first topic of discussion is body image when it comes to what we would say weight, all right, and how we view ourselves and how other people see us, all right? So our reality of what we look like and what we see in the mirror on a day-to-day basis can differ a lot from the way others see us and view us when they actually encounter us on a regular basis, all right? And so the whole point of this conversation and my point of view right now is going to be more about us and how we view ourselves and how we feel about ourselves when we look in that mirror in the morning, or the reason that we avoid looking in the mirror in the morning, all right, and not so much on how other people feel and view us, all right, and then knowing and understanding too still though that it's okay for people to have an opinion, a view, a feeling for us, about us, concerns, if you will, all right, and it not be from a place of wanting to control our lives or control what we do with our lives, all right, but more on their delivery in what it is that they bring forth to us as a concern and how they choose to address issues and how we even choose to receive what is being given, okay? So I'm gonna do my best because over time I've grown to be held to an extremely high standard that I didn't necessarily, see for myself, and I'm still, if you will, learning to deal and learning to walk in that because it is a journey and it is an everyday fight. And the song that I played in the beginning was Wonder Woman, and because we are Wonder Women, and we go through a lot on a regular basis and we deal with a lot. All right, and so when it comes to body image and how we feel about ourselves, how we view ourselves, that holds a lot of weight, and not just physical weight. I'm talking about mental, emotional weight. All right. And so when this particular topic was brought up, it was centered around the episodes of Love and Hip Hop that were specifically addressing weight loss and things of that nature. All right. And so we know, and I'm not going to call the characters names because I don't feel like it's really important, it's not as important as the situations and, the impact of those situations. So when it comes to weight loss and body image and how we view ourselves, I want us to know and understand that it's important that when we look in the mirror, that we're comfortable and that we appreciate and we value and we're able to say, I'm proud of the way I look. I'm proud of the work that I put in, because people are always going to have an opinion. I haven't always looked like this myself, I was larger, 100+ pounds larger. And I would get it all the time when it came to, like, for example, it was a friend who's gone through body surgeries, weight loss surgeries, to help and assist them with losing weight. And now you have a friend who has always been large, and now, weight loss is something that they're considering. It's something that they're wanting to do, and other people are coming to them because they're understanding the importance and the value of life and our health, right? Because ultimately we know, like, on these shows, people are fighting for monetary and materialistic gain and wealth and status and clout, and they're missing the point. And so I'm glad that these particular episodes actually focus on health and the importance of health and how we view and how we receive, health tips, or how we view and value health for ourselves. All right. And if nothing else, at least it gets the thoughts and the wheels turning, for us to look at our own, value of health in our own lives. And so, like I said, the friend, she's gone through weight loss surgeries. Nevertheless, she also goes to the gym and work out. However, her initial weight loss process and the bulk of her weight was lost thanks to surgery. All right. And we see all the time, like in real everyday life, like I can count on both of my hands the number of people that I know personally that have had some type of surgery operation done. They've taken some type of pill or drinking some type of shake or tea or whatever the case may be to gain results when it comes to weight loss. All right. Whether you took surgery, the surgical route, whether you took the pharmaceutical route, or whether you took the natural route and actually, got physically active, changed your dietary intake, there is something we can learn from all of those methods, all right? And there's stuff to be learned from the people and their experiences who've gone through these methods, all right? And just because I have a friend who initially went and got surgery, whether it was a lap band, whether it was whatever the case may be, a tummy tuck, it's so many things that they do nowadays, you know what I'm saying? But whatever the case might have been, that doesn't mean that she doesn't have anything to share when it comes to a weight loss journey, you know? Even if it's just, hey, yeah, I went this route, However, remember, like I went that route, but in order for me to maintain it, like I have to be physically active. I have to be conscious of myself and what I eat, and I have to maintain and manage other aspects of my life, or else I'll be right back in the same situation, if not worse. All right. And so that's actually what I've seen over time is that people have these procedures, people have these operations, people go to these drastic extents, you know what I'm saying, to alter and change the way they look, only to be back where they were or in worse shape. All right. And so what I'm taking from all of this is that it wasn't the fact that the sister didn't want to listen to her friend because she had weight loss surgery. It was that she had this weight loss surgery, you know what I'm saying? And she wasn't taking into consideration the fact that you started off different. I'm going about this completely different. Like, sure, I need to work out. I need to exercise. I need to make better choices about what I eat. However, that doesn't take away from how you approach my situation, because my situation is different and how I'm handling it and how I'm dealing with it is different. All right. And so we have to be mindful of that because, like Plump mentioned in the show on yesterday, how we talk to people and what we say to people like makes a difference. And I've told y'all before, like personally, like people telling me, oh, well, you don't need to do this, you need to do that. And it wasn't necessarily what they were telling me was wrong, it was how they were telling me. And their method and their tactic and them thinking like, oh, well, I'm gonna go extra hard or I'm gonna be this way with them and that's gonna help me get the results I want. Like, no, you were trying to do that to get your own results from me or out of me. But that wasn't what it was going to take for you to help me get the results I wanted for myself, all right? Or that people want for themselves. And so we have to take that into consideration, all right? Again, thank you for tuning in. Much love to Plump Queen. Be sure to hit the share button, all right? So I'm talking about body image. I'm talking about how we feel about ourselves and knowing that that's important, all right? And whether you're 200 or 300 plus pounds, you know what I'm saying? Or you're under 200 pounds, 150, 130 pounds, whatever the case may be, like, you should be comfortable and confident with who you are, all right? However, at the same time, we have to know and understand that we have to look at where we are and who we are and say, am I truly living my best life? Am I truly happy with what I see? And it's not about changing who you are for anybody else. It's about doing what you need and want to do to be a better you. All right. And people, listen, it doesn't matter how much you push, how much you know what I'm saying, try and like enforce like your methods and tactics on other people. Is not going to be until people truly understand and get to a place for themselves where they're seeking. All right. So, at first I might have been one of those people like, oh, don't bring me that. Like, I don't eat that. Nope, I don't want it. Dun, 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 dun. You need to be doing this and you need to be doing that and you need to get your kids this. However, I was still not that person like, man, look at you. Like, what you doing out here? Like, you need to X, Y, and Z. Because those tactics didn't work for me. All right. However, what I know through learning is that we can't just know something. We have to start to act on it. All right. So knowing that those tactics didn't work for me, learning that people do what they know, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not that that friend, you know what I'm saying, didn't want to help her. She does. You know what I'm saying? She wants to help her. However, her method was what she knew, because that's how people came at her and that's the approach that was presented to her. So that's what she learned. However, when we know better, we have to do better. All right. And we have to put it into practice. So, for example, and I can only speak for me and from my experiences, you're using this as an example. All right. Because it's relatable and it's relevant. Is that when people start to see what you're doing, and if it's something that they truly want for themselves, they'll start to ask you questions. And better yet, like even in my case, I started wanting for myself. Like I was seeing people around me. I had been seeing people around me my whole life doing it. So it wasn't like it wasn't doable. And the dog is out. um, However, like no, my dog is literally out the gate. I just saw her run across the street. So yeah. But what I was about to say was what I was saying was is that I've been seeing people doing it. Working out. I was an athlete. So working out and physical activity wasn't something that was foreign to me. What was a bit more foreign was, the eating changes in how we ate. I didn't necessarily come up around vegans or vegetarians or, what I'm saying, people who were extremely food conscious. Like, I grew up eating Southern home cooking, you know what I'm saying? Fried chicken, okra, corn, tomatoes, greens, peas, pork chops, ham, macaroni and cheese, sweet potatoes, yams, all of that. McDonald's, Burger King, like everybody else. I'm not sure who that was. I'll call him back though. But yeah, so we have to just sit back sometimes and be like, okay, I don't like where I'm at. Yeah, I'm happy with who I am. I love me, you know, but I know that I can be so much better. And a part of me being better actually does require me to lose some of this weight. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much longer am I really going to be able to go along and get along and do what I want to do? You know what I'm saying? With ease if I'm getting bigger and not smaller. Like, if every time I get upset with someone saying something about my weight, like I'm going and I'm doing what is causing me to gain weight, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not doing what it is that I need to be doing to get the results that I truly want, because I truly wanted to lose weight. But it's truly going to take you getting up and doing something to do it. And it's not going to be like that initial encouragement from your friends. Like, they might spark something, but it's going to take you sparking you to actually say, okay, today is the day. I might not be able to run a mile, but I'm going to run up and down the block as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm going to do as many jumping jacks. I'm going to do as many squats. I'm going to walk as far. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm going to walk, period. I'm going to eat one less donut today than I ate yesterday. Or I'm going to drink one less soda today than I drank yesterday. Or I'm going to smoke one less cigarette. I'm going to, drink one less drink. I'm going to say one less negative thing about myself. I'm going to be bothered by one less thing. Like, I'm not going to allow this to bother me today. I'm going to actually do something about it. My knees are hurting. My back is hurting. Yeah, Sean, Tim, Tony, Chris, Paul, Jane, Sue, Mary, Tori, whoever, keep telling you like, hey man, you just need to exercise. Come with me to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Cool, they telling you, but you gotta actually go and do it. And so until you say, you know what, tired of my knees bothering me, I keep going to the doctors. They keep giving me these injections, and it's only getting worse. It ain't gonna get no better until I actually get up and get active and walk. And I actually stop putting so much macaroni and cheese on my plate, or I stop eating so many eggs because I know they give me gas, and I know that the gas, affects my acid reflux, and I know that the acid reflux affects like right. You do have to start small and not listen to other people. I mean, and you have to do it for you, not for the other people. And that's where I think some of us get confused, even when we're hearing this from other people. We think, man, I ain't gonna do nothing for you. No, you're not doing it for them. They're doing it for them. You have to do it for you. Like we like to talk about the Bible and this, that, and the third, but if you ever been to church or you've heard anything about church, you know what I'm saying? Like people tell you, I can't live your life for you. You are going to be accountable for your sins. You know what I'm saying? Like you are accountable for you. You get out of you what you put into you. Like how much are you putting and how much of what are you putting into you? You know what I'm saying? Like you put in a whole bunch of junk gonna come out. Yeah, you might be big. You can be big and beautiful, but you can have an ugly attitude. Why? Because you still put in junk. You still put in trash, and it has to come out some type of way. Think about it. As larger, bigger people, like I noticed it. I've lived it. I observe it now still, and I see it even more vividly that I'm in a clearer space than I did before. Like you surround yourself with a certain type of people, you know what I'm saying, to attract a certain type of energy. And you put yourself either in the front or the back so that you either get all of the attention or you get none of the attention. You know what I'm saying? Like you play these mind games and these things with yourself. But you say that but it's all because of what somebody else is saying, all about somebody else's perspective of you. However, it's truly because you aren't completely 100% comfortable with yourself because you know that you could be doing so much better. You know that you don't have to be in that situation, in that circumstance. However, you aren't quite sure where to start or how to start or how to go about doing it because you don't quite have the right motivation or the proper motivation because those other people haven't yet learned that their methods and their tactics and their approaches and what worked for them doesn't necessarily work for everybody. And so sure, I've had hard coaches. Like anybody will tell you who's ever worked out with me, who's ever had me as a basketball player or whatever the case may be, even when it comes to just regular recreational activities. Like when I go, I'm gonna go hard. You know what I'm saying? And I like good motivation and encouragement and hype. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like that negative, constant, you know what I'm saying, just, you need to be and you better do, like, no, like, because guess what? Once I get into it, I'm going to challenge myself because I know what I'm trying to do. Like, I like setting personal best. Like, me and my brother haven't worked out for a couple of weeks. Have I not necessarily been eating all of the right stuff? Sure. But you know who's going to pay for it? Me. You know who's paying for it? Me. You know what I'm going to do though? When I do go, like, I'm going to go hard. Like, because I know, like, you playing yourself. And We got this whole new thing, like my brother been on it, like you gotta treat yourself, not cheat yourself, and that don't mean treat yourself to all of the little Debbie's and all of the, you know what I'm saying, Arizona teas and try all of the flavors just because Coca-Cola then came out with this new machine and you can just play with all type of drink mixes and blends. Like, no, that's not what that means when we say treat yourself. It means if you know Little Debbie's is a weakness, all right, you gonna go hard all week on these exercises. You're gonna go hard all week on controlling like your portion sizes. You're gonna go hard all week on controlling, you know what I'm saying, like what you're intaking when it comes to your water, when it comes to your fruits and vegetables, you know what I'm saying? And then if for whatever reason on the weekend you say, man, I'm finna eat me this Little Debbie. Eat you that Little Debbie. Treat yourself. Cause get what? Now you finna go hard again. Cause you're gonna be like, I ain't even have to eat that Little Debbie. And I ate it. And guess what? Next time you're gonna go hard and you're gonna look at that Little Debbie and you're gonna smack Debbie and you're gonna be like, oh, you will not get me, Debbie. No. Like, because I refuse to go back to where I was. Because I remember what it was like being there. And I don't like being there. And I'm going to do what it takes to stay here because I like here. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a happy place. Like, I'm telling you. Like, people say all the time, like, well, Nexus, you were always happy. You were beautiful and you were pretty even, you know what I'm saying, then. It's like, yeah, I was. Thank you. I appreciate it. But this glow up is a whole different glow up. And it's not about how the people on the outside feel. It's about how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of that is good. That's kind of like the cherry on the top. But I'm the whipped cream and I don't even eat whipped cream. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if you got a sundae, you're going to put some whipped cream on there. And I'm the whipped cream and everybody else is that little cherry. And it's like, bro, even without the cherry, because a lot of people don't even like the cherry. So, thank you, Nexus. You know what I'm saying, for the glow up. Thank you, Nexus, for taking more interest and concern in what you eat and how you treat your body. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand that historically, this is not where you're supposed to be. This is not how you were designed to move and function. When you're looking at people who are in the same or were in the same or worse situation than you, and you like, man, you taking 3 steps and you sitting down. Like, dang, was that me? Well, if it was, and it ain't, I don't want to get there. So I'm going to do something now to stop that from happening. I want to go mountain climbing and not have to rest at the rest area. Like, when I rest, it's going to be at the top of the mountain and I'm going to have enough strength and endurance and, you know what I'm saying, stamina to be able to do that on my own. Not with somebody carrying me, you know what I'm saying, on their back up the way. Like, no, I want to be able to do that for myself. And I know it's going to take me taking that self-care, that self-interest, like me knowing myself for real, you know what I'm saying, and me learning myself and learning that I can be a better me. Like, and not because so-and-so said so, but because I deserve it. Like when we look at our ancestors and we look at images and pictures, and sure, we had nice figures, nice shapes, but we weren't just large and all outside, you know what I'm saying? Like, and not knocking any of my sisters that are. Like, we're all beautiful. We're all, you know what I'm saying, unique. And we must first embrace that, you know what I'm saying? But I see a lot of big sisters, like, yeah, they beautiful, but they be slick, angry, and people be like, oh, you're so, and they really be like snobbish and snooty and like slick aggressive because they aren't completely happy with themselves, you know? Like I say, it has to come out some way. So we have to be more mindful as those giving encouragement and giving advice and putting our 2 cents or $2 in, you know what I'm saying? And, we have to learn even how to receive on the other side when we're in a certain state and we're in a certain space, all right? To be able to get to where we want to be and not necessarily allow our feelings and emotions to get in the way, all right? And if you remember for Voices Radio a few weeks back, I did a show called Life, Live It at Your Own Risk. And I talked about some of the harshness, you know what I'm saying, and how some of it sometimes is necessary and can be, what do we say, warranted or justified. Like, you feel it's wrong, I feel it's right. Just because you feel it's wrong don't mean it's wrong, you know what I'm saying? Like, or just because I feel it's right doesn't mean it's right. Like, who decides that we decide what's legitly right and what's wrong for us? All right? Thank y'all. So next, keeping in line with this whole image situation, complexion. Love and Hip Hop has brought up the issue of complexion. Not that complexion in our culture hasn't been brought up and hasn't been talked about and hasn't been, how do we say, exploited in the media enough or dictated by the media enough. Like, we as a people, whether we're here whether we're here on Turtle Island, we're somewhere in the other islands or on the continent of Africa, whether we're in the Caribbean, Haiti, like South America, wherever we are, wherever we exist, like complexion should not be an issue. And it really bothers me, and maybe the reason it bothers me so much is because I've personally experienced this because I have a family who is like, if we could line us all up, like we would probably consist of all of the shades of blackness, if you will, all right? From the lightest of the light and not even albino, just like extremely light to the darkest of the dark, like all exist within my family. However, I've even seen within my family those light, dark favoritism, you know what I'm saying? Click off, you know what I'm saying? Snobbish, type behaviors. For whatever reason, us copper people, us in the middle people, like, we aren't dark, we aren't light, we seem to catch like it tough because it's like we kind of get caught in the middle, if you will, of all of it. And it's like, what is the battle? And then people try and put us into a category. Oh no, you light. Oh no, you dark. Like, I'm just me. I'm melanated. I'm Nexus. I'm like, stop with the color. Like, if you want to know about colors according to like management by strength, I'm blue. All right, according to Facebook's quiz joint, I'm blue. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not even black. So, nevertheless, especially as sisters, and our brothers too, like, we have to do better about how we show love, how we show appreciation, how we show respect, attention, you know what I'm saying, to each other. Because, believe it or not, we do this on a regular basis. And a lot of us do it subconsciously, like without thought. It's just natural to us because it's ingrained in our DNA to behave like this and to treat each other in division. However, people like me, I look at someone like the sister from Love and Hip Hop, whether it's Spice, I forget which one she's on, or it's the sister on the Miami one, the Afro Cuban sister. Like y'all are both beautiful, you know. Whether I'm looking at somebody who is light or lighter than who, I don't know who to give y'all an example of. Steph Curry. Like it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like you're beautiful. Whether you're, you know what I'm saying, in between me and the sister from Jamaica, you're beautiful. Whether you between me and Steph, you're beautiful. Like complexion does not define your beauty. Complexion does not define your talent. Complexion does not define your character. Complexion does not define your level of success. You determine how successful you are. All right? If your whole career and your whole, you know what I'm saying, current level of success has been built off of your talent and your skill and not on your complexion, why would you feel like you need to change your complexion to, you know what I'm saying, further advance your career just because you relocated to a different place? So you trying to really like start over, start fresh, wipe your slate clean? What are you trying to do? You know, and Plump brought it up, you know, because the sister Mimi took Spice to the Madam C.J. Walker's museum. And like Plum said, it didn't, you know what I'm saying, aid the argument on why the sister shouldn't, you know what I'm saying, go through with these drastic changes. If anything, it affirmed and confirmed her reasoning and her logic. Sister Madam C.J. Walker, though very inventive and creative, she came up with a tool that would help us to do what? Deblackize ourselves. That's not even a word, but it is now. Deblackize. Like our hair is naturally curly, kinky, coily, whatever you may call it, is naturally nine ethered. Like, and Sisters CJ Walker came up with a product that was going to help me to strain this, help me to make it look more European, colonial. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that didn't validate it either. And then the brother who actually manages the museum, who was a lighter brother, actually, you know, said the same thing when it came to the differences in a lighter sister versus a darker sister going into, you know, a corporate office or whatever the case may be and applying for the same job, having similar qualifications. Who's going to get the job? It depends on the position. If it's something out front where you're going to be extremely visible, more times than not, you're going to be picking the lighter skinned person because you want them to have a certain type of image. Like in society puts this on us. You know what I'm saying? And we pick it up and we run with it. And then the whole thing about it is though, is that we're so busy trying to alter ourselves, whether it's to prove a point to us, whether it's to prove a point to other people. You know what I'm saying? Like we alter who we are. Like we go through drastic alterations that can't necessarily be undone. Like once you bleach your skin, you can't re-blackize. Once you de-blackize, you can't re-blackize. Like, cause you took away your pigmentation. You know what I'm saying? Like Where you gonna get that from? So then what happens if you don't get the results you were desiring by deblacketizing? Then you're gonna be out here looking like Boo Boo the Fool, crispy crunchy. Like, point, you know? Or you go, and then this is the other thing. Mimi took this sister to Madam CJ Walker's him to try and prove a point on how drastic the choices are that she's attempting to make. But Mimi, you wear weaves that are long, straight, silky. You've had a number of plastic surgeries done to alter and modify your body to look a certain type of way. A lot of the people, what I'm saying, that are giving advice and attempting to be these enlighteners and these advisors and these encouragers and eye openers. Like, sure, we like to say it's not the messenger, it's the message. Sometimes it really does matter who the messenger is. It does. Like, just being honest. Me, can't none of them people on Love and Hip Hop tell me nothing about bettering my life. Sure, they started somewhere probably less greater than my beginnings. And now they're seemingly in the eye of the masses somewhere greater than my current. If we're talking about materialistic, monetary, you know what I'm saying? Glitz and glam. Ooh. However, when it comes to mental, emotional, peace, happiness, joy, true self-esteem and self-confidence, they can't tell me nothing. I'm not even for the Ayala Von Zant approach all the time. Like, sometimes she do too much. However, what I'm saying is that sometimes it really does matter that the message come from the right messenger, all right? And that it be the right message from the right messenger the right way. All right? So yes, Plump brought up, like Kim Kardashian and the Kardashians. Why do we feel like we need to alter ourselves for society to get to a certain level or certain height in the industry? Because we're trying to keep up with the Kardashians who've slept their way and connected their way to fame. And this is what they do, the same Kardashians that tan because they have light skin to have, that extra little brownness to them. Like you like your toast toasted, but you don't like your toast dark, but you don't want your toast white, but you just want that little, just to know that it was toasted. That's what they do. They've had boob jobs, butt, hip jobs, lip jobs, cheek jobs, eye jobs to do what? Look more like you, goddess, empress, queen, sister. Like, yet we're doing what? The opposite. So we're trying to be the people, being the people who are the people. Y'all lost in the sauce out here. Like, we got to do better. Like, we really do. But I thank you all for tuning in. I thank you all for taking your time and energy to sharing this space with me. I hope something I said, my $2, my 2 cents, however you see it, was valuable, was appreciated, gave us a different insight or perspective on the topic. But know this, all right? Your health is your wealth. And it is important that we get to a place individually, not because such and such said so, not because such and such told us to, but because we value our health. We know that our health is our wealth, and our wealth starts with our health. Because we can have all the money in the world, if we don't take care of ourselves and we don't take care of our space mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, we'll still continue to be unhappy, uneasy, diseased, people who want to go to extreme extents like having body surgeries done as opposed to actually putting in the work and dedication and time to lose weight, maintain weight, whether through physical activity, dietary changes, a combination of the two, or it's embracing your complexion, even going down to the texture of your hair, the color of your eyes, the color of your skin, you know what I'm saying, the size of your feet. I don't know, the plumpness, the width of your lips, the broadness of your nose, like the fullness of your breast and hips, like whatever that is, like embrace it. You have to first embrace it. You know what I'm saying? Even in its rawest, ugliest state, to even appreciate it once you start to chisel away all of that coal and all of that, you know what I'm saying, build up over time to get back to that precious jewel that has been, you know what I'm saying, developing up under that all this time. We don't have to be sick. We don't have to be tired. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to have heart surgeries and knee replacement surgeries. We don't have to have back surgeries. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to take ourselves through this if we take the time to do what's necessary for us because we care about us. All right? So I love you, but it ain't enough for me to love you. You got to love you more than I ever could. All right? This has been Divine Feminine Discussions Part 2 with myself, Nexus and Auriolu, your host, Goddess of Information, Voices Radio, and valuable opportunities, inspire collaborations to elevate society. That's right. All right. Be sure to catch me every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here or on YouTube. All right, for Voices Radio. And then on Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Inspiration TTV and Voices Radio's Divine Feminine Discussion with myself and my sister Plump Queen. All right. In the meantime, in between time, I do have one announcement. Well, maybe two. This month, Lane Voices, May 25th. Shout out to my little cousin Breland, graduating May 24th. All right, much love to him. Shout out to the Lighthouse. Lighthouse, Georgia will be joining, tag teaming with Lane Voices and Soul Society for this month's Lanes in the Park, featuring Lighthouse, Georgia Meet and Serve. All right, so we are going to be gathering at a park to be announced later. All right, for a park cleanup and a social get together. All right, so we'll be grilling, we'll be discussing healthier alternatives, talking about full spectrum health and what that looks like. All right, as well as ways that we can continue to collaborate and actually be the boots on the grounds for our communities here in Georgia, South Georgia, Southwest Georgia, Middle Georgia, because Plumps and Macon, and really be about what we talk about. Because if y'all know me, you know the people I deal with, like, we're about action, all right? So it's all about keeping those boots on the ground and increasing the number of boots on the ground, all right? And so that's what we're going to be doing, and even introducing some African spirituality, all right? So if you're into African spirituality, Kemetic sciences, or you're wanting to get into those things, then May 26th, meet us at Lanes in the Park and stay tuned, all right? Or inbox me for more information on that event, and it will be held here in Albany, Georgia, all right? Plump Queen is doing Inspiration TTV tonight at 9 p.m., okay? What else am I missing? Gillespie Park, Marlins, White Sox, Cardinals, and Mets take on Dawson this Saturday in the Dawson season opener. All right. And then what else is going on, y'all? It's a lot be going on. I be trying to keep up. Tonight, Friday night in the park, Friday park days or something like that, downtown at the amphitheater here in Albany, Georgia. Yes, it's a whole lot always going on. If I'm not mistaken, there's a mother-daughter dance coming up, and a lot of other great activities. People like to talk about the things that aren't going on, but they don't highlight the things that are going on enough. All right. So much love to everybody that tuned in. Thank you all always for your love, support, energy. Until next time, I'm Nexus. This has been Divine Feminine Discussion. I was gonna pull up another song, and I think I will because I came across a couple that I like, and so I'm gonna play this one to take us out of here. Peace, love, divine light. Until next time. Let's see. It's gonna work for me. If it won't, I'll do it, baby. I'm something like a freestyle queen. I don't do it often, but I will do it free. Until you have to pay me. I only give you snippets for the free. What happened? Hey, today is guarded by the planet Venus. All right, just in case y'all didn't know, it is Friday. Venus. Subscribe, share V.O.I.C.E.S Radio on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. All right. Much love to See the Vision TV, Lane Voices. Make sure you follow them and subscribe as well. That's Lane Voices on all social media platforms, even on SoundCloud. That's right, we have a SoundCloud. And See the Vision TV, Vision with a Z. Be sure to visit the website, thevoicesradio.com. Technology can be a hater too. Oh, yes, it can. Hey, man, y'all are like the best people ever.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It's our duty.
Free streets, satisfaction. Call it black or magic.
Customized by Liquid Love from Nexus. Y'all see the
We
video?
go missing by the hundred. The camera loves us, Oscar doesn't. They want us in the kitchen. kill our sons with lynching. We get loud about it. Oh, now we're the bitches. Look at what they did to my sister last century, last week. They put her body in a jar and forget her. They love our repeat. Look at what they did to my sister last century, last week. They make her hate her own skin, treat her like a sin. But what they don't understand, but what they don't understand is, but what they don't understand, see what they don't understand. See, she's telepathic, call it black girl magic. Yeah, she's scared to come in, deja vu attack man. She yeah, she don't give up. She don't give up. No, she don't give up. Rosa was a freedom fighter and she taught us how to fight. Ella was a freedom fighter, taught us how to fight. Audrey was a freedom fighter and she taught us how to fight. And Jenna was a freedom fighter and she taught us how to fight. So Jenna was a freedom fighter and she taught us how to fight. Azata was a freedom fighter and she taught us how to fight. Rosa was a freedom fighter and she taught us how to fight. Ella was a freedom fighter and she taught us how to fight. See, she's telepathic, call it black girl magic. Yeah, she's scared the government, deja vu attack man. But what they don't understand, but what they don't understand is, but what they don't understand, see what they don't understand. She don't give up. Yeah, she don't give up. She don't give up. No, she don't give up.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. It is our duty to win. We must love each other and support each other. We must love each other and support each other. We have nothing to lose but our chains. We have nothing to lose but our chains.
And that's peace.